Hi guys, welcome back to Daily Dreamer. Thanks so much for coming and hanging out with me again today and sharing another dream. Man, I had 3 dreams last night. All in the course of 2-3 hours. Kept being woken up by this or that, but in between I was having all kinds of crazy dreams. I told you, my dreams are off the chart. So let's go ahead and discuss one of them last night. This one was kind of fun. And when I woke up, I came to, and I am in a restaurant, okay? The restaurant has glass doors and like a tan brick front. But when you go into this restaurant, it's huge. It's real open. Tables spread out, ample room, high ceilings, all glass backing. All glass. There was no brick anything in the back. Anyways, I'm in this restaurant and people are doing what they do in restaurants. They're getting their orders, they're placing them, they're sitting down, they're drinking, they're conversing, having a great time. Okay, suddenly, for some reason, there is a plethora of security guards that rush the building, and they come up and they start trying to figure out, now mind you, there's like 30 of these guards, 2 doors, and they're trying to figure out in a rushed manner how to lock the doors or keep the people inside. You could tell this whole COVID thing must be on my mind, because it seemed like that's what they were doing. They were quarantining us, I guess, or closing us off or locking us in for some reason or another. No one really knew what was going on. So I naturally get an instinct in that realm, which is so important if you're in the dream realm. If your instinct kicks in that realm, trust it. Anyways, my instinct kicks in. I see people starting to panic, like what's going on. I see others starting to get together in groups, trying to figure out what they're going to do, what the best course of action is. So I go up to one group and they're speaking of, what do? Do they stay inside? Do they leave? Well, I wasn't going to wait. So I look for an exit, okay? Off in the corner, I see a little tiny door. I go towards the door, but when I enter the door, I enter into like an apartment, although it seemed more like a mobile home trailer. So it was like that length in its length, all right? So when I walk into the door, there's a crib over here. There are 3 babies in this crib with a dog. They're sleeping. It is right next to a coffee pot. There's a couch over here. The father of the children, he is sitting over here and he is watching TV. He kind of looks at me, startled a moment, because I just kind of seemed to enter in his world, if you will. And because when he looked behind, there was no door. It was the wall of the mobile home. So he was a bit startled, as was I. So I looked at him and said, I'm just here to make coffee. To which he kind of looked at me and said, well, okay, that's fine. But I got a nervous feeling, and so when I looked at the coffee pot and the kids, they were sleeping, I just kind of looked back at him and said, you know what? I changed my mind. I don't want to wake the kids. And I went back out that door. I go back inside the restaurant. In this restaurant, they're still fussing, trying to hold the door, okay, rather than lock it. They're trying to hold the door to hold the people inside. Now, by this point, people are panicking. I go and I see the group over in the corner. I go over there. They've decided that it would be better for everyone to stay put. Well, that was not jiving with me. For some reason, I was like, nope, it's not a good idea if we just stay put. I'm leaving. And they laughed at me and they said, how are you going to leave? The only way out is through the front door. Not in my world. That's exactly what came over my thought in dream world. Nuh-uh, I can change this. And what did I do? I walked right through those glass doors. When I get through the glass windows in the back, once I get through the glass windows in the back, people started seeing me that I was able to do that. So they started doing it, but they were coming up against the windows. It's kind of comical at first. Then I kind of felt bad because I started running away, leaving them to panic. That wasn't right. So I thought, well, I got time. The guards in the front are being distracted. They can't see me escape. Let me go back and see if I can pull someone out. Okay, so I go back there, but apparently, no matter how hard I tried, I could not get them to come through the window. I guess that was just the course of action for me. Either they had to want it, or maybe they just didn't see how to get through it. I don't know what the problem was, but I could not get anyone to come through those windows with me. So at that point, I decided, well, this must just be the best course of action for me. So I'm going to go. When I went, I was going down a hill and I thought I was free. But boy, never mind the security guards. They must have thought about it all, because you remember those, not remember, but those huge, massive, like Chinese dogs or something. I don't know. They're the red, big mastiffs. They're like royalty. Well, that one of those dogs, who was gargantuous, chased me up the hill that I was coming down. Like he was chasing me back to the restaurant. And I ran because I was scared out of my mind when I came down over the hill and saw him. Okay, so naturally I start running. But when I ran up the hill, I decided at this point, you know what? This is what I want. This is not what I want. This is not what I want. I want this. And I stopped everything for a moment, and everything was still. And then what happened at that point? I don't know. I woke up. So anyways, what kind of a dream was that? Oh no. Let's go talk about it, shall we? All right, guys. What does that dream mean? That was a good one, I thought. All right, let's talk about this. So when I first sat down to think about it, what came up, my husband made a comment the other day, and it was the first thing that popped up for this one, so I thought, I'm going to discuss it. Does anybody know what a SME is? I didn't until my husband told me the other day. A SME is a subject matter expert. It is an individual who is considered an expert on particular subjects, someone having above average knowledge, if you will, or experience, all right? So with that said, we are all technically SMEs, subject matter experts of our own selves, are we not? So answer me one question. What makes you happy? Okay, here's a little secret for you guys. Did you know that the nature of our very own thoughts determines the quality of lives that we live? Whether it is sad, happy, content, maybe it's filled with jealousy, rage, or malicious intent, those nature of thoughts determine the quality that we live. When we are happy, optimistic, or have positive thoughts and emotions, those feelings generate a spark in our hearts, okay? It generates a spark in the system, okay, which makes our blood flow very freely. It gets it pumping. It gets it going. That, in turn, allows your heartbeat to start, pitter-pattering, to start fluttering, okay, and that's called joy, all right? When that happens, it creates a spring in your feet. And that is when we spur into actions, okay? Remember the age-old saying, mind and thoughts can move mountains? Well, it's because they can. But remember, also being pessimistic or having sad, gloomy thoughts, those, on the other hand, those create inertia. Those are bound to keep us bedbound, if you will, or paralyzed. So if you were called into a meeting to discuss as an SME, okay, how the project of you was going, what would your report to the head honcho be? Is it a report of dismal numbers, low vibrations? Are you stuck in a depression or recession? Is it a report that is high record numbers and abundance? Is it one that's off the chart in its happiness? How is your report to the boss? So the boss stops, he hears your report, and he has a question for you. What is going to bring that project of you ahead? The boss is relying on you for the answer because, well, you're the only one that can answer because you're the SME of yourself. But if you're lost in a mind of delusions and depressions, it's really, really hard to stay on track. You can't, it's hard to keep yourself moving forward towards that end goal of achievement and desired outcome that you want. So if this end goal and happiness and this sense of fulfillment is to happen for you, then we are actually going to be challenged by the boss to keep trying to move forward. So in other words, in order for us to move forward, we have to bring about a change in the way that we think, okay? So he hears your report and he gives you some places of, reference to turn to or tune into, okay? He wants this project of you to keep moving forward. So let's go ahead and take a look at some of those references that he gave you so that you can be reminded who is in charge of you. Okay, so that you can be reminded how to keep the project moving towards that desired outcome that everyone and you want. The first thing is you have to change your thoughts by creating positive affirmations. Okay, positive affirmations are like mantras. They have a very sacred and spiritual force about them. They are absolutely designed to keep you moving forward. Okay, so find some affirmations, subscribe to some, write some down, do whatever you've got to do so that you have them when you find yourself in situations that test you easily. Gotta have them. The next thing you want to do is you want to learn to apply full stop. Guys, stop. You got to learn when to stop. We keep mulling over situations and misfortunes, the wrongs that are committed to us by all the loved ones that we know. Okay? We never stop cursing ourselves for the mistakes that we think that we've committed. Okay? What would have happened if I would have chosen this route? What would have happened if I just made this choice instead of that one? Guys, we got to stop doing this mental bullying with ourselves. Okay? Lessons that we have learned in the past, they are here to help us grow. They are not here to make us stagnant in the remorse of our decisions or our choices. All right? You got to learn to let go and stop being so negative with yourself. You know, we love as a society to wallow in our misery. We enjoy creating self-punishing thoughts. We love being gloomy. We love being pessimistic. Want to know why? Because that's all we've ever known. If we don't let go of this way of thinking and beating ourselves up over things like, well, I'm just not lucky enough. Never mind, life just doesn't want to treat me good. You know, if we don't stop, then what's going to happen is they're going to end up having a very harmful impact on your mind if they haven't already. Okay? More importantly, though, not only does it impact your mind, but it affects your physical health as well. That's never good, guys. So you got to change your thoughts by switching them back around. So let's start counting our blessings. Okay? Be thankful. You know, they say gratitude unlocks the fullness of life because it turns what we have into enough. Okay, it turns it into more than that. It turns denial into acceptance. It turns chaos to order. It turns confusion to clarity. Gratitude. Be thankful. We need to seek happiness in the present moment. In other words, don't sit there and tell yourself that you'll be happy in the future. Don't say stuff like, well, I'm going to be happy when things go this way, or I'll be happy if this happens, okay? Because all you're doing to yourself is you're clinging to a future that may not happen, okay? And it probably won't ever happen because of the negative mindset that we have been conditioned to. We're not trained to think of happy thoughts or that we can be happy. All right. The better way to go about this and trying to change your thoughts is just for today. Be happy just for today. Okay. Because the other way of thinking, you wake up and you're already negative. Okay. Doing nothing. Okay. All that's doing is postponing your happiness to an unsure future. Does that make sense? So if you're happy here today, then you find yourselves being happy in the now. The good thing about that is that you're going to find out that the now never ends. Thus, your happiness will never end because just for today, you'll be happy. All right, guys, here's another one. Be the master of your moods. That's a good one. Be the master, not the servant of your own moods, okay? You are the king to the kingdom of your own happiness. You are the SME of your own self and mind. Don't allow other people or other circumstances to make you happy, okay? And don't depend on material items to create your happiness for you, okay? Happiness is a state of mind. It's free. It isn't something that can be bought. Although we do know that there are items that make you satisfied and uplifted for a moment, but don't confuse it for happiness inside here and here. That's free. Okay, that's not a material item. All right, guys, Wake up. Promise yourself each and every time you wake up in the morning that you are going to try to stay happy today, just for today. Say to yourself, first thing as you wake up in the morning, that you are going to remain happy throughout the day. You're going to really try this. Do things that encourage that happiness, okay? If you have to take a walk at work, okay? Go outside the building and walk around the building for 3 minutes just to get away from it all, from all the chaos and the madness of the stupid things that go on. Do it, okay? Take a walk to the bathroom. Spend some time with the flowers or walk through the garden. Listen to the birds outside for a moment while you're taking that walk around that building, okay? Just listen to whatever brings you happiness, happy thoughts, all right? Remember your promise to yourself that morning that you woke up to remain calm and happy, okay? As soon as you see trouble coming, try to ward it off. Nope, not going to happen for me today, folks. You owe yourself an ethical duty to remain happy. Next, remember, your body is your temple. Try to honor it, okay? Keep your body neat, clean, well ventilated, okay? Don't sit there and dump garbage or dirty, negative thoughts or junk food in it, okay? That doesn't help matters. It's really difficult to try to remain happy if you're always sick physically and in discomfort or mentally. So take care of it, okay? I'm not perfect at that for sure. Ask my husband. He wants me to jump on board 100%. I'm trying to get there, but it sure is hard. But I'm making the effort, as can you, because it helps when you're not always in pain and trying to live physically being sick to be happy. You just can't do both. It's not a good thing. Okay, there's a very close relationship to the mind and the body. So you got to take care of them both. Take physical exercises when you need to. Stretch, get out, walk. Subscribe to some inspiring thought for the day service, okay? Anything that is going to get you motivated to stay happy during the day. All right, next one's my favorite one. Meditate daily. Try to anyways, okay? Not often do we always get that because time just doesn't allow, linear time doesn't allow. But try to meditate daily, okay? We all know that 5 minutes a day to give yourself some happiness, okay, is even quicker than it is to eat a fast food meal nowadays, okay? Now, when you're done with all of that and you come home, you sit down, you go through your day. Take a moment and go through your day. But instead of thinking, well, what bad happened, sit there and remember the little good things that happened, okay? Like maybe you weren't held up in traffic today. Maybe your car finally ran smoothly. Maybe there wasn't a problem with your boss today because he took a vacation. Maybe you just had a phenomenal lunch or that great coffee. Just remember the little things, okay? Because it fills you with that gratitude. All right, and start switching those thoughts back around. And it makes you a happier person. Guys, focus on changing yourself. Forget about changing anyone out there. We already know this, okay? It is impossible to change the world around you. So just stop. Just stop with it, all right? Because all you're doing is causing yourself to get upset because all you're doing is you're expecting everyone to go ahead and do things and they don't. And what happens to that? It constantly disappoints you. So if it constantly disappoints you, how are you supposed to remain happy in the now or for today only? I don't know, guys. Stop putting it out there. Bring it back in here. When you change your mindset, then you allow room for others to change theirs, okay? Guys, do one more thing for me. Make the best of what you can. Make the best of what you have. A perfect state only happens in utopia land. And the world that we're living in right now, guys, it is not close to that, okay? So forget about utopia land. Don't worry about all the imperfections in this world, all right? The word imperfection is derived from the word perfection. So that means that even in the most imperfect situation, there still resides a small element of perfection in it. All right, so look at the little good things, all right? If the thoughts that you think are pure, your life is going to be pure. So try to switch those thoughts back around. Be the subject matter expert of yourself, the SME, Okay, because it's important on a mental level, an energetic one, and on a personal level. If you can actually take some time to cultivate this goal of learning to be a better SME for your project of you, then you're going to always be able to move forward. Dig deep and find the heart of your vision. Who are you and what makes you happy? Because that's going to provide the fuel that you're going to need to become a better SME in the field of your expertise. Be kind to you, because you don't want this project to fail after all the hard work you put in on it, do ya? Till next time, guys, thanks so much for joining me for Daily Dreamer. Many blessings and sweet dreams.